Hello and welcome to Transformation Time. My name is Carol, a transformational speaker, writer, blogger, and movable optimist, and I'm here to help you become the best version of yourself in your personal life as well as your business. Today we're going to talk about mental health and self-care and self-love. We'll be right back. Welcome back. My name is Carol, like I said, and today we are talking about mental health, self-love, and self-care. So a lot of people will be wondering, what is all this mental awareness about? What is all this mental health about? Basically, it's about your state of being. It's about you, being at a place where you are safe on the inside, you are comfortable, you are healthy, and your mindset is at a place where you are comfortable with everything that is surrounding you, and also being at a place where you tell yourself that it's okay to not be okay, that it's okay that we all go through challenges, that it's okay that we go through tough times, that we go through spaces where life hits us. Les Brown always talks about how life can hit you on the blind side and you need to be ready for it, but sometimes we're not ready for it. So we need to be at a point where, what is it that we can do? And basically, for me, I'm going to talk from my personal experience. I'm going to be at a place where I talk about my survival kit. I've gone through so many different challenges in life. I've gone through, unimaginable experiences. But at the end of the day, what has given me the will to live, the will to keep moving on, are the things that I, in sort of like subconsciously put upon my mind. These are habits that I formed as life went on without really knowing. And this is now at a place where we're in a society that now understands that it's okay to some extent to be vulnerable, to be at a place where you can be, emotionally unstable and still be a successful person, still want to be a better version of yourself, still feel like, you don't need to be judged. Although sometimes most people are judged when it comes to, situations where they feel that people are not understanding them. So this is something that I want to delve into deeper today. Mental health is something that in our region is something that is not really spoken about, but has slowly, started taking its feet. And we need to remember that in as much as we can have all these things that people talk about, no one can really be you. No one can really be in that place where they understand what you're going through. But what is important is you need to remember that it's a purposeful journey. And if you don't do anything about it, it's something that can be prolonged. It's something that can, affect even other people around you without you knowing. And sometimes it also comes in very subtle, where you don't think you're depressed, you don't think you're down, you don't think you're having issues. It's about your emotions being at a state of instability, but at the same time it's you rediscovering yourself, because for every pain there's a purpose. For everything that happens in life, you need to know that because you have more knowledge, you are more aware, and that application of the knowledge helps you to become a better version. And when it comes to you understanding the mental state that you're in, because it's a very broad subject, there's so many things that I can talk about, but I want to talk about something that is sort of a bit close to home, something that people can really understand, and that is, being at a point of being depressed, being at a point where maybe life is not turning out the way that you want it to be. And you need to understand that it's about you, it's not about another person. So you need to do what it is that you feel is best for you, but at the same time, don't be at a place where you put up walls. Don't be at a place where people can't, reach out to you. Be at a place where you may not talk to the whole world, but find somebody that you are comfortable with. Find an emotional accountability partner, so to speak. But remember, it's all about you first. In this case, I put myself first. I say, Carol, you are first before everything. Because if you don't take care of you, you won't be able to take care of, everything that surrounds you. So you need to have your survival kit. And, survival kits are things that make you comfortable. I'm a writer, I'm a blogger. So, without question, you find that I write my emotions. I'm at a place where I have journals. I have, books that help me to be at that stage when I'm feeling low, when I'm going through that journey. And even when I was going through that journey, when I was at a place where I was depressed and I didn't understand what was going on in my life, and I didn't know what the next steps were, because I'm a believer as well, I reached out to, everything that pertained to my faith, to my Christianity. I looked out to my spiritual life, because at the end of the day, even though at that moment it may not make sense, I still, was at a place where I wanted to hear what God was saying. I wanted to be at a place where I wanted to understand what this means for me. Because also the other thing that you need to understand is sometimes we go through situations in life so that another person doesn't have to go through them, because you'll be the one to hold their hand. You'll be the one that has experienced something. So even as you go through that journey, remember that life could be worse, or there could be somebody who could be going through what you're going through and will think about committing suicide because they can't handle it. They don't have your strength. So if you find yourself every single day waking up, understanding that even though there's pain in your heart, even though there's misdirection, so to speak, maybe your life has taken a different path, maybe your finances have dwindled, maybe you've lost the love of your life, maybe you've lost your family, maybe you've had an accident, maybe you've lost your job. There's so many things that I can go into. Maybe you have a child that has got challenges, maybe you're dealing with things like autism. There's so many things that people go through, and so many things that people can't really express. But you need to remember that for every single day that you've been given, it's a day of purpose. It's a day of strength. So it's okay to cry. It's okay to get tissue and wallow in those tears for a while. But after all that, you need to get up. You need to start, asking yourself, what is it that I love to do? What is it that brings me happiness? Is it simple things like even just having ice cream? Is it simple things like, picking up your phone and just talking to the person that cheers you on, the person that gives you positive influence? There's so many things that we can do. There's so many things that, we sort of feel like we want to do all at once. But when it comes to taking care of yourself, to the self-love, self-care is about taking one step at a time. Yes, there's all these things that I've laid out. There's all these things that I've shared with you. But take one thing at a time. Today, if all you need to do is get up and take a bath, that is one achievement. Clap for yourself. If today all you have to do is, make a meal, then that is enough. That is all that you can do. If today, you got up and took a walk, that is more than enough. If today you had that phone call that encouraged you, that is more than enough. If today you read a chapter of a book or a chapter in your Bible or a verse in your Bible, that is more than enough. Do not seek so much to want to do so many things at once. Understand that the process is very important. There'll be moments where you may be angry. There'll be moments where you may, feel like everything is okay and you're on this high, and the next minute you've literally hit rock bottom and you feel like you're at the bottom of the rock at the bottom. It's okay. Understand that everything is a process. Don't rush the process. Some of you may be going through grief. You may be going through the loss of somebody. They may be dead, or they may just not have been in your life at that moment. You need to understand that it's a process. You ask yourself questions. You seek to understand what role you played in it, because also it's important to accept what is your part. What is the one thing that you need to take accountability for? It doesn't matter whether it's work, it's finances, it's a social life, it's it's a relationship, whether it's a job. What role did you play? Because everything happens two ways. So when you accept that at the end of the day, you're also not perfect, situations happen, but also be at a point where if you also played a good role, if you did your part, it's okay. Stay true to yourself, because you being authentic is the first step to you being on the path of being great with your mental health. It's the path of you being at a place where you are walking on this path where you are succeeding, even though it's not the success that everyone talks about. It's the fact that on every single day you have done something when it comes to your mental health. So don't be afraid to reach out. Don't be afraid to talk about it. Don't be at a place where you feel like you'll be judged. certainly I will not judge you. I'm coming from a place where I've understood that life happens. And remember, it's okay to start over. So if you feel like you want to talk about it, or if you feel like you want to get more help when it comes to understanding more about mental health, look out for more posts that I have for the rest of the month on my social media. It's at CARO MUSHOTA TT on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, and also on Periscope. Remember that it's okay to not be okay. I hope that today's episode has helped somebody. I hope that it's given you a teeny weeny bit of inspiration. I hope that it's reached out, to the different parts that maybe you will not be able to talk about even publicly. Remember, like I said, you can reach out to me, and I'll see you on the next episode. Bye-bye.